and they're just going full flickers for Aurora. They already have enough utility and mobility. They're like, all right, we'll just be pure athletes and go with the flicker.
Okay, it's the athletic flicker.
It is. It's the athletic flickers.
Game 1 is underway, and as we enter the land of dawn, the stakes are high for the Northern Lights. A chance at securing or
Welcome
their
to
chances
Mobile
of securing
Legends.
an upper bracket slot against a familiar face in Yawi squad, the Phoenix Army. And so far, guys, what are your thoughts heading in with this draft?
I'm still going to go with Aurora. I think that this amount of utility that's provided with a Matilda alone and a Kalea is just too much to deal with. So TNC is going to have to be able to pull it off with the hooks for Yawi. I think a lot of the responsibility is on Yawi's shoulders in this early portion of the game.
Yeah, because it's not necessarily a setup type of XP laner that they're going with for this lineup. So it really is supposed to be those all-out team fights, which would ideally start with the perfect hook and pickoff coming in from Yawi in order to set things up for Aurora. But at least they also have a decent amount of poke and zoning, since 3 Martz in this early stage of the game could really prove to be quite a problem for Aurora at least.
Now we can see a very aggressive start coming in from TNC. 3 Martz making sure that he doesn't give enough space specifically for that Hanzo, for Demon Kite to be able to snowball early on. They know that they have a small window before that Hanzo will be activated, so they're trying to make the most out of it. And looking at the emblems, Yawi also has the PYTC. We can expect a lot of flicker plays coming in from Yawi, and also there's no Purify for the side of Aurora, so the hooks this time needs to connect. Yawi needs to be the hook man and take a page out of the book of Renegade, but now they're trying to go for 3mar. Oh,
3mar's just gonna walk away.
Yeah,
and not get threatened at all. Demon Kite won't be using his ultimate either. There is an upcoming objective that they really have to consider. But Yawi, he's positioned himself really well. Will he get to land a hook? Will not land on Renegade. Okay.
Renegade so far providing enough vision. TNC, it's looking like they're blitzing it, but still!
Demon Kite still gets to secure the turtle, even though it was started by TNC, and now 3 Martz might just not make it out alive. FOD connects, but will Demon Kite go in? He decides not to and will play it safe.
Okay, so they get the objective. Aurora knows it. That could have gone way worse, that team fight, especially with... If Domenkite decided to join the fight, it's good that he got the call not to, because they could have just disengaged. But yeah, that's one of the tough things about playing against the Hanzo. You know, Hanzo can just show up, kind of swoop on in literally, and retribution the objective away. And when you're a Fredrin, like as Coil just has to post up and hope that he gets it. Yeah. So unfortunately for them, neither team really was able to capitalize a kill, but objective for Aurora gives them a little bit of a minor advantage for now, but you're going to start to see Aurora play around that and see if they can get pickoffs around the side of the map.
Yeah, and what makes it more interesting is that Coil had a opportunity for an Appraiser's Wrath Retribution combination, but still was out-retried by the Hanzo of Demon Kite, and now they're putting enough bodies for the side of Dominkite to be able to give him a lot more space and not get outplayed by Benny QT, who also has a Purify here, and now TNC back and controlling at the center of the map. And looking at the community prediction, 60% actually believes that the Northern Lights will shine brighter.
Yeah, I mean, even just looking at their lineup though, hold on, there's a bloody hunt, which lands onto Renegade, but still Demon Kite decides to go in. Lancy won't be taken down though, so they won't be able to find a trade.
That's one of those moments where, you know, you just kind of check the bush and you're like, yep, I'm dead. Because they had like 3-4 members in there, and there was really nothing that Renegade could have done about that. So the first blood, at least going to the hands of TNC, goes over to them, and they'll go ahead and play around that. And that's something they can always do. Like that play we'll probably see happen more than a few times leading into the next big objective here. You can see some of the items already locking into. Corrosive Scythe now for a Demon Kite. You went that Hunter Strike Rush over here for TNC. Hold on, Benny Cutie.
Martz, will he make it out alive here? He's buying time. He's buying time for TNC, and they get to secure the turtle for themselves in exchange of his life. So that was one of their ways to at least just kind of get something out of Aurora, because they're always consistently getting to contest these objectives, which they work so hard for. But I really agree with what Naisu said earlier with regards to Wait, what were you saying? No, I really had something in mind. I swear I had something in mind. I was supposed to say something.
But anyway.
I believe in you. You're talking about how they can just go ahead and use it, utilizing the Franco to gank these.
Oh yeah, especially when Renegade doesn't have the Purify.
That was literally an Ingan moment.
She just had an Ingan moment.
No, because like if you don't have the Purify, right, then that's most likely to be the case. It would have been great if he had it though, so he could actually get to use the guiding winds every now and then, especially when someone else gets caught. But this is a full flicker lineup from Aurora, so this is something they really have to take into consideration.
The Sky Piercer pickup here from side of Benecuti. They already casted 2 ultimates. Coil entered in with the energy eruption. It's not going to connect, and I do agree. If for TNC, they have to instantaneously burst any single member that Yawi is able to hook and eventually cast the Bloody Hood, because that's how you take on a sustained kind of lineup with the likes of the Matilda and of course Edward's hero, the Kalea. So far TNC, they have a huge window here to extend their lead and dominate the laning stages, but now they set their eyes on 3 Martisi. 3 goes in.
Oh, that was a flicker committed by Edward. They are going to fully take down and commit onto 3 Martisi in exchange of the turret down bottom, but it doesn't stop there. They also get to secure this turret up top.
Yep, that's going to be objective for them, a kill. And it looks like there isn't going to be an answer for TNC just yet. The turtle is coming up, though, so they have that positioning. But good usage, though. Demon Kite gives the call. Edward burns the flicker to get the Tsunami Slam off and results them into getting not only a kill, but also the turret down. So that might just be a trade. I'm not sure if they're going to get here in time to actually contest this. Roy does go up front, Renegade and Edward.
Oh, that's a Bloody Hunt immediately committed onto Edward, but Demon Kite once again finds his way to secure the objective. Dominic Kite by himself together with Demon Kite trying to zone out the members of TNC, and now it's only Coil left in the front lines, but still is able to sustain everything from Aurora.
Deja vu for Demon Kite. Another retribution steal for their jungler. And to top things off, they looked for the Edward trade. Unfortunately, Coil's Appraiser's Wrath was a bit short. Literally 1 pixels before being able to take down Edward and look for the trade. And now even Dominkite, despite 3 Martisi and the threat of a Yaoi hook there, he's not afraid to go for that tower push.
Yeah, you know that you just have a lot of support here if you're Dominkite.
Oh, once again, now they have their eyes set on Coil, who won't be able to make it out of this. Demon Kite is already in there, and now they also get to take down Yaoi. 3 Martisi is another member to fall. Just 3 members in a snap falling because of that engage.
And that's what I was saying, you know, when you're Dominkite and you're just Rora in general, you know that you have so much utility on your side. And that was a Flask of the Oasis that was picked up before that fight even broke out. So you're covered. The bases are covered for you, and you can just take these fights time and time again. Yes, Coil can tank up a lot of damage as a Fredrin, but you know what more once he's picked off from the team, and then your team's got really no more of a front line. Yeah. You know, Yaoi's just going to go down too. He's going to get blasted, and that's exactly what happened there.
And speaking of front line, Aurora even has a 3rd front liner in the form of Demon Kite, because as you just saw, Edward was hooked by Yaoi, but Demon Kite decided to go in and tank it, making sure that Edward wasn't going to be taken down by the members of TNC. That's why they have a 4K gold lead right now. And looking at the items, Benecuti already has a Hunter Strike and a Sky Piercer, but unfortunately cannot get enough kills. But for Moskov, already close to having that Trinity build.
Yeah, and there's the Winter Crown pickup by Yaoi, which you previously mentioned there. So there's the Rapid Boots and the Winter Crown, but then again, he lacks a little bit more of tankiness. Demon Kite, once again, he's gonna go for it. No! Lancey is the one to secure this Lord Stone Snatch used on to Yaoi, but there's the Winter Crown who will save him for just a little bit more time, but not for long. And there's the Tsunami Slam once again, used onto Coil, but he will be able to dash out, and that is the only trade Aurora gets out of this Lord secured by TNC.
A still good trade for the Phoenix Army. They had the major objective, but Demon Kite wants to change it.
They're still going for it. Soul Snatch used once again. They're under the turret, and Demon Kite won't be able to sustain anymore. Dominic Kite, however, just simply focusing on taking down the turrets. My, oh my, look at this.
Okay, TNC, they stay in this game based off getting that Lord. It was great that Lancey was able to grab that, because, you know, surely with Aurora's lead that they have, the itemization advantage they have, they would have been able to play into that Lord and possibly go into the base of TNC, but they bought themselves some time, and TNC needs that time because of, again, the fact that you have the Sicilian here, as you guys mentioned too. Yaoi doesn't have, oh, hold on.
Oh,
Coil?
Coil will be able to somehow buy some time. Again, that's a Bloody Hunt committed onto Demon Kite. So that's a major resource down for the Phoenix Army. But Aurora, they aren't going to commit.
yeah, just looking at the items, already your cores, Demon Kite and Dominic Kite already has their Trinity build. So in terms of activation, they are already activated. And for TNC, they still need to stack up for Benny Cutie and for Lancy. But so far, Yawi's hooks are connecting. It's just that they have to connect onto the proper target. They might go for Demon Kite.
And what better target if not Demon Kite? He just gets bursted down like that. But look at the two-man knockups coming in from Edward, followed up by the fettered airstrike from Yue. And now they're able to take down Fremar and Coil. Dominic Kite going in and bursting everyone down as well. It's a triple for Yue. And there's no one left from the Phoenix Army.
In the words of Renmar, TNC in 5, but in this case, TNC gets wiped out. Now they're going for the push. TNC, they still have their Holy Shield. They have 1 minion cart left. Is this gonna be enough though? They're trying to kite and juggle the damage of the turrets, but right on time, 3 Martisi respawns.
And that fight, I don't know if we're gonna get a replay. Okay, we are gonna get a replay out of that. Dude, Demon Kite gets grabbed, picked off, but then the boys just showed up for him after he went down. Again, Edward has been on point with the initiations with the Tsunami Slams. And they just allow Dominic Kite to fire off from the back end, and he just uses that Spear of Destruction so well to reposition himself. So even if a Demon Kite goes down, it doesn't really matter, just because, again, Rora has so much ability and utility to give them the favor of the fight. Again, a lot of TNC's options are just to go ahead and try to utilize the hooks, try to utilize the fact that maybe even Lancy to an extent, the claws, right? But essentially, you have to always watch every angle if you're TNC, because Aurora has so many options to go ahead and out-angle them. Now this Lord is up. Demon Kite's back from this. Dominic Kite will start that up. And they got to remember, they have almost a 7,000 gold lead here. The itemization is quite different. Oh, there's a hook.
Oh, there's the Sanguine Claws together with the Iron Hook. But Yawi, he gets to take so much damage. And look at the Tsunami Slam. Landing on the 3 Martisi. Two members down for the Phoenix Army.
A 2K swing for Aurora as they take down the Lord. Now TNC, they have to retreat. They cannot contest anymore. It was started off by Yawi with an amazing hook paired up with the Sanguine Claws of Lancy. But Edward and Renegade were 3 steps ahead. The Guiding Wind plus the Tsunami Slam was more than enough to take control once again of the lead. And now the Northern Lights are pushing in. There comes the Feathered Airstrike.
Demon Kite goes in, uses the Snow Snatch onto Betty Cutie, down to half HP, is forced to retreat. But they are going to wait for the Lord. But even before that, they get the inhibitor turret.
Yeah, they get the 2 turrets down. This could be a final game push, too. 10,000 gold at this point for Aurora. I cannot believe, again, that Edward actually managed to survive that. He only had, I think it was Athena Shields and Anti-Karas. Doesn't have a 3rd defensive item just yet. So now they get prepped and ready to march in with this Lord here into the base.
Okay, there's the Feathered Airstrike. Oh, look at the damage coming in for multiple members of TNC Pro Team. That's a flicker coming in from